What's up, guys? Here we are with a new episode of We Are the Community. I'm very excited today. I have a new special guest going to be on. I'm trying to see how to get Here we go. So, this is going to be a weekly, going to try to be a weekly show of, having you guys in the community to come on, give us your story about how you started collecting and all that stuff. So I'm going to welcome in right now. His name is Michael. Michael, thank you for being here, my friend. What's going on?
How's it going?
So give us a little bit of background on yourself. How'd you started? When did you start? What was your first figure? And go from there.
Well, first modern figure in 12-inch form, probably the old Kenner Star Wars figures. Back when they did that Power of the Force stuff and they started to come out with the 12-inch figures, and suddenly it was like, oh my gosh, I can get a 12-inch Luke Skywalker with a crappy head sculpt by today's standards, but it didn't matter. It was pretty awesome to have that. Because that was one of those. Oh, that would have been what, 1990?
Wow.
7 or 8, somewhere in there, maybe even 1999, 2000 ish, roughly. Because like the Power of the Force started in 1995, like that November, December 95. And I remember when those figures first came out, like the little 3 3/4 inch ones. And it was like, man, that was like the start of like modern collecting for like just about everybody known to man. Because there would have been a lull in collecting anything action figure related prior to that, other than like getting your childhood stuff from when you're back in the 70s and 80s. So because I'm not young, so
I don't think any of us are.
Yeah. like this is how old I am. Star Wars came out. I barely remember it. I remember falling asleep in the drive-in theater with my parents and my sisters, blah, blah, blah. There were really no action figures yet when the movie rolled out. Obviously, everybody knows that story. Good luck getting a vehicle to start with. So, my R2-D2, C-3PO, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker all rolled around in the Fisher-Price Action Heroes or whatever they were called. Action People Jeep, because that would have been the only vehicle I could shove them in.
Oh, man.
To get them around, whatever. So that's what it was.
That's great.
But then like the 80s came, I grew up in the 80s. And so like my thing was in this order: Superpowers, Transformers, and a little bit of Silverhawks.
Oh, Silverhawks.
And then on top of that, Mask, because that was like Transformers for like in reality. Kind of sort of like it was a little bit. It wasn't talking robots. It was dudes and really awesome cars and vehicles and motorcycles.
Yes.
And the vehicles transformed. It was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So
let me say hello to the chat real quick. See who's in here. The Art Man, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Robin, thanks for being here, my friend. Talia, what's up, man? P Rock, what's up? You made it. Thank you. You're always so busy for me. Thule, what's up, man? How you doing? Flavia, what's up? Thank you for being here. So now, your first scale was 12. You said 12 inches? No.
As far as like modern toy collecting, it wasn't. It was a 3 3/4 inch line.
Oh, 3. That's what I thought. Okay, 3.
Like everybody had to have like the orange carded figures when they first came out, and you had to deal with that. Short saber, long tray, long saber. What the fuck? I didn't care. I just wanted the basic figures. I didn't care if Luke was buffer than Conan on my shelf.
All right.
But and then after that, it was like everything started to come out in like a super stylized thing, one way or the other. Obviously, in the background, you see I'm a giant Flash fan. This is a 1/1 scale suit. Blah blah blah. We were talking about that prior to going live. You know, they had like the Total Justice line for Justice League figures. That was like a modern figure collecting type thing. I remember when those came out, it was like, I got to have the whole thing because it was like Justice League was my jam. I was a big DC guy more than Marvel I ever was Marvel.
What brand? What brand were those? The DC. Do you remember?
What's that?
What brand?
What's that? I think it was a Hasbro figure.
Was it Hasbro?
Maybe it was Mattel. I don't know who had the license back. I'm pretty sure maybe it was Mattel. I can't remember. It was so long ago. It was like 20, 30 years.
That's
I probably have one of the figures sitting on my cart. I'm sitting on my shelf right now. I'd have to pull it.
I was going to say, do you still have a bunch of all those figures from back then or not really?
From the 90s? Yeah, I do.
Do you? Like behind you right now or like
behind me right now.
That's awesome. Look at that, guys. How insane is. Look at the whole Flash corner right there. That's insane.
Yeah, there's a Prime 1 statue sitting on there because I had to have it. I couldn't say no to that. So
that's beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah, so McFarlane has really gotten my freaking dollar lately. So that's all I got to say.
So you've been collecting how many years would you say?
Well, it started with my Flash obsession because that was I was big in the comics. Started in the 80s. Read all the way through the 90s. I still have current collection, everything current from the 80s up. And so probably late 90s is when I really started modern figure collecting for stuff. Spawn came out. I was on the Spawn bandwagon like just about everybody else. I mean, if you were collecting figures back then, there was like a plethora of stuff to get, but you know, McFarlane came out with a Spawn figure that was just badass looking. We were like, hell yeah, I gotta have this on my shelf.
Yeah.
Spawn. Like it might have cost like, oh man, I can't remember how much those things cost back then, like maybe $12 or $15. It was like, ouch. This kind of tickles a little bit.
For a toy, yeah.
But it was one of those things it made it happen. So
now and I'm gonna ask you this question because I did it. I mean, I've only done it twice since I've started collecting, so it's kind of like new to me as well. Have you ever counted your entire collection? And if you have, do you have any really, really valuable pieces from back then that, you know, are worth a lot of money now?
I don't think I really have anything really valuable. Outside of a couple statues that I've collected along the way, that's really about it. Like I have an original Superpowers Flash sitting on my shelf. It's unpunched. The blister card is yellowed, like all the other figures from that era have yellowed because that's what they do. And I don't know, other than like taking the thing and putting it in a vacuum chamber for like everything known to man, you know, for the end of time. That's about the only way to not make it yellow. I mean. It's just not happening. So
have you counted how many pieces?
I tried.
Did you?
I honestly tried. A couple of years ago, I had a talk with my insurance agent about my homeowner's insurance and stuff like that, renter's insurance, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how many figures I got. They're like, you can give us an itemized list. And I was like, okay. Well, after like a week of like in my free time, like cataloging all my stuff, I was like, I'm done. I can't even.
That's a good point.
I can't even count like all the stuff I have. Like I have custom figures on my shelf that I paid for or I did myself. And how do you put a price tag on that? Right. You know, like, do I put a price tag on my work?
Right. So how did that work? How did that end up?
My list, it was well into the 300s at that time, but that was 2 years ago. And I said, I'm done. I'm checking out of this. I've added so much since then, and I've lost some stuff since then by like saying, I got too much shit on my shelf. I got to sell some stuff.
But now sticking to specifically to the insurance thing, because a lot of people ask me, oh, do you have your stuff insured? And I'm strictly, 1/6. Have little things here and there, but strictly 1/6. Barely any. Compared to the 1/6, barely any quarter scale. I got vehicles. I don't have anything insured. And everybody's, do you have insured? Do you have it insured? And I'm like, not really. I have looked into it a little bit, but I never fully even bother going all the way with it because I'm like, at the end of the day, they're really not going to cover, what it's worth anyway. So
Right.
to pay, to have to, number one, go through all the trouble, which I pretty much did yesterday for the second time ever. And number two, to start paying them, even if it's an extra $20 a month, okay, over time, that becomes something,
Right.
which is the whole point of the insurance company. They're there to make money, not to make you any money or not to replenish or repay you, God forbid anything happens. So for me to start looking into something that I'm going to end up losing money on anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother. So that's why I want to know what happened with that specifically with you.
What I did is I just took out an insurance policy because I rent. So I took a renter's insurance policy on how much stuff I thought I would need, how much money I would need to replace the stuff I have.
Okay.
And I originally set it at I said 10,000, like that would get me clothes, a TV, blah, blah, blah. Maybe replace my laptop if I'm not, grabbing that on the way out the door during a fire. Because there's one thing that I'm going to grab, and it's the suit behind me to throw out the window of a 2-story apartment just to make sure that thing is not going to burn up. So, my laptop is obviously going, but I couldn't put a price tag on everything. I was like, there's no way. They were like, just give us a list. And if you have itemized lists, you can turn the itemized list into some, things that are obviously irreplaceable. And I said, okay, I'll do that.
Right. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't think it'll be worth it for me anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have right now for easy about 300,000 plus.
Oh yeah.
I counted yesterday, and this is only strictly 1/6 scale displayed. Forget everything that's sealed, which is another at least 70 boxes. Vehicles, quarter scale, little things here and there, the diorama pieces, the gauntlets, the little things, all that not counted. It was 1,148 1/6 scale figures, all displayed. So are they going to give me even half of that? I doubt it. So yeah. So why would I go out of my way to give them my money when it's not going to do anything for me anyway? You know what I mean? So that was my mentality. Right. And, people may think, oh, that's stupid. You should. I'm telling you, that's how I think. And I'm not here to spend even more money when I know I'm not going to get that in return by any means whatsoever. So that's why I wanted to know how you ended up with that situation.
Yeah. Now, I just said $35,000 and I'd be good. And I have a couple specific items. I said I would have to replace this in some way, shape, and form. Otherwise, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm starting over from scratch.
Yeah, no. If God forbid anything happened, believe me when I tell you, I would not start again. Never.
Oh yeah, you're right. Pre-orders, I'd be like, there's no way I'm gonna I'd be like, I'd get a new pre-order in and be like, it's gone right away. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, no, I would not start all over again. I would just completely leave the hobby and that's it. I'm done. If if something happened, I think that would be my sign. I've put in, for many years, put in so much money into it. I love what I have. I love what I own. I love my collection. But it's to do it all over again, I don't think so. That's why I take care of my stuff so much, because it's very valuable to me. It's very meaningful to me.
Right.
So I keep my stuff, I don't bring my dog. I actually had my female dog that didn't shed. She died, a few months ago, but she was a Yorkie, and that specific type of Yorkie, she was a Silkie. They don't shed. So she was the only dog ever down here. There's no dog hair, falling off of her or anything like that. Now I have a Pomeranian, a male, and his hair, it falls off in balls of hair all over the upstairs. He has never stepped foot down here because I don't want this to be you got to check my upstairs right now, full of hair balls. Look, it looks like tumbleweeds of hair, all over the whether it's the kitchen, whether it's the TV room, everywhere. So right. I don't smoke, anything, period. So I don't smoke anything down here. So I take care of my stuff very, very well. So I wanted to know, specifically with the insurance. So let me see what P Rock is saying. Fab, when's the next time we're going on vacation? I haven't been on vacation, and my vacation is my backyard right now. I put so much money into that backyard. It's gonna be my vacation spot. I've been to my Florida spot. I have a condo in Deerfield Beach, Florida. I haven't been there in years because I have no time. Insurance companies are great about finding ways. Oh, absolutely. It's their business. Their business is to make money, not to cover your stuff. And especially, I think they're called rider insurance policies, right? So it's like an add-on to your already existing policy, and they make it appealing by just, like I said, charging maybe $20 a month, $30 a month, but then they already know that they're not going to cover anywhere near what it's worth. So that's why I didn't even bother looking into it. Now, another question for you. Yeah. So how long have you been specifically in the 1/6 scale community, like around the groups and stuff like that?
Sure. Around the groups, maybe last 5 or 6 years, 7 years, maybe. I've been in some groups and I've said, I'm done with this group. I just cannot handle the drama. As far as collecting modern 1/6, probably 2006 or 7-ish.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
That's when the VGM 1 came out.
Which one was that one, VGM 1?
That should be Leon Kennedy.
Oh, the Resident Evil.
Yeah, the Resident Evil 4. Like I ordered that, and it was like people were like, you ordered a $150 action figure, and I said yes, I did. Mm-hmm. And then I had to pay it all up front. I didn't know when it was going to show up. About a year later, it showed up, and I was like, sweet. And I got the thing, and I was in love with it. That was the only figure I had on my shelf like that for a good solid year or two.
That's not the brown jacket version. That's the RPD version, right?
No, that was the brown jacket version.
See, that's the one I'm missing. I'm missing that one, and I'm missing the Jack Krauser, not the evil version the mutating version. I'm missing the
regular version.
One. Yeah, Beretta, that one with the little. And let me tell you something. Like I see it on eBay all the time, but I'm like, man, is it really worth it right now? Like to spend all that money for that? But those are the only two I'm missing. I got everything else.
Right. At this point in time, you might as well just wait. Damn Toys is probably going to put one out, or one of those other like SW Toys, whoever's they've been cranking out these Resident Evil. We're going to see them again.
Those remakes,
Yep. So
that would be cool.
I'm just hoping they get around to doing another Chris Redfield that isn't from Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, you saw that one with the baby? The third
one?
Yeah,
I did. I
didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this from? And then I saw that it was one of the new Resident Evil games, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, that's supposed to be Chris Redfield. It looks like an old man. So I didn't even bother looking into it. But I know what you're talking about. But I don't think anybody's gonna make that Jack Krauser figure ever. I doubt it. Let me see what
I doubt it too. That's just like an obscure type character. I remember playing me and my friends, we all gathered around, the giant, the tiny 32-inch tube TV playing Resident Evil 4. Trying to not to get our heads cut off by a chainsaw half the time, and that's what it was like. And then like a couple years later, bam, this figure shows up and we're like, holy shit, who's buying this? And people at this comic book store were like, who ordered that? And people like wanted to touch it. And I'm like, don't touch my box, mother. So
oh man, I know exactly what that feels like. It's like you're spending all this money and people want to like touch your stuff. Yeah, it's like, don't touch it. It's not yours.
It's not yours. I'm like, are you paying for it? Get your hands off. Get
I know
your
exactly.
nuts off my shit.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, going back to the group. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like groups I've been in 1/6 Republic. I'm not in 1/6 Republic. I was in 1/6 Republic buy, sell, trade. I think I'm still in that, but I don't think I will ever list anything there ever again because of their, can I say, collector Nazi mentality that they have over there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Be honest, do not hold back.
And I apologize if I offend anybody who's an admin in that group, but man, you guys need to you guys need to ease up on the rules a little bit.
What was the group?
Yeah, they have their own 1/6 Republic buy, sell, trade group, and when you that buy, sell, trade group is the biggest joke in the world because you can make one mistake on a listing, and man, you will have people like just raking you over the coals like you were
Yeah.
were the world's biggest piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you can't respond. You're not allowed to respond to your own post for 24 hours.
Correct. Now, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've talked about OSR, for years, just in general in my group, and then on the streams as well, because exactly what you said, they were the first group I joined, and the first group I was banned from, within months. You can't go against what they say. You, God forbid, you don't agree with something that they're talking about, and the moment you say, like you said, you say something slightly off, it's like vultures. They come at you all at once, and then you respond, and then you're the asshole who gets banned.
Right. And I got banned from the regular group because I dropped the F-bomb.
Oh,
and one of their admins told me I'm not allowed to use that kind of language. And I said, well, I guess I'm fucking done with this group, aren't I?
It's crazy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I said, I'm sorry, but I'm an adult. We're all adults. We should all be adults in this group at this point. It's Facebook. I'm pretty certain they have age restrictions, et cetera, et cetera. But I was just like, there ain't no way I'm sticking around this group if I have to deal with not being able to drop the F-bomb when I see something stupid.
Yeah.
Like this was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago even. At that point, it was like people were coming out of the woodwork. Like at one point in time, I was one of the only people I knew of that collected 1/6 locally. I didn't know of anybody else. And suddenly my buddy that owns the store, he's like, hey, somebody ordered a figure and they didn't want it. Are you interested in it? And I was like, what figure was it? I think it was like a Captain America figure or something like that. And I was like, I'm really not, it really does nothing for me. I think it was like the Captain America 1 figure. And I was like, it really doesn't do anything for me. You might as well just throw it in your store and be done with it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
like the war helmet, like the original one with
that one. And I was like, it just doesn't do anything for me. I wasn't a big enough fan of that movie at that time.
Right.
It's taken the first 10 years and Endgame to like run its course for me to like really appreciate that first Captain America movie better. Like I've gone back to it and said, this is a fucking fantastic film. Anyway, so yeah, like there's that one, there's that group. Somebody mentioned Jetta Patrol. Man, that is the biggest bunch of freaking, I'm going to get in trouble. I am so sorry. This is my real name on the screen. I will not mince words. Can anybody stroke that motherfucker's ego any bit anymore? That's all I have to say. There's that and that John. I'm going to say his name. He who shall not be named from 1/6 Society. That guy is the biggest freaking.
Oh my god!
Biggest putz I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with or seeing him in a group. His group. Oh man, his group is a bunch of whiny bitches.
Yeah, I know. Exactly
like the core members of his group, the ones that are always like, let's wash his balls for him, blah, blah, blah.
You know what's crazy about that group? It's like, I know exactly what you're talking about, JD. And I talked to him, he was always praised my collection when I was in his group and this and that. He came off like, okay with me. It's his admins. It's the people that like are constantly kissing his ass that are the worst. Yeah, I got kicked off that group because I forgot what it was. And I was like, I just got, they just took off my post because of, and he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And then I said, well, can you find out? And then whatever the admin told him, oh, you can't do blah, blah. I forget what it was. It wasn't a big deal anyway. Oh, the admin said you can't post blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, fuck your group. And that was it. And, I even got a sticker from him and everything. Because remember, I don't know if you remember, he was sending out stickers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, that was the first group I've ever seen to do something like that. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But, I was like, and then little by little, I was just like, you know what? I was like, I need to start my own group, man. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, everybody's like exactly what you said. This Nazi mentality of like, if you don't go by what they like or say or do, it's like you're not welcome,
Right.
It's crazy. But let me say hi to a couple people here. Big Dog Pound. Woo! You want to try, Michael?
Try a woo?
Yeah.
That's not my wrestler. I was never a Ric Flair fan.
Who was your wrestler?
Roddy Piper. I'm not even joking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I loved him back in the day. He was like, the anti-hero to me.
What's up, man? That's awesome.
Yeah, I left Jetta's patrol group too because I was like, why am I? Whenever he tried to do a giveaway, I was like, what do I got to do? I got to sign up for what service in order to like try to win something? I'm like, there is no way this is happening. I was like,
crazy. See, I don't think.
And the first day mentality, the day one mentality that people have, I don't understand it. I'm not willing to just drop another $100 or $200 to have my figure the day after, air freighted to me the day after it shows up in Hong Kong. Like, why? Is it the fear of missing out scenario? Like, Sideshow's gonna get it for the stuff stateside. And if they don't get it, somebody else is gonna probably get it too. Like, there's plenty of other vendors out there that you could probably get a figure from, but I guarantee you, they're all wholesalers who have to go through Sideshow first anyway.
Right.
So
yeah. No, I was gonna say with the whole Jetta's group, I don't think I was ever a part of it. I don't even know the name of what's the name of it.
I think it's just Jetta Patrol.
Oh, see, no, I never even knew that. So I don't think I've ever joined that group. I don't know anything about it. And with him, he's just a completely different world of like, get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? So I don't, I never really dealt with him like that. So I don't know anything about the guy. I just know what I hear in the community and how he comes off and how he acts and how he, what he does to other people. And that's what I don't like about him. Just the way his demeanor about the whole community and everything and his entitlement, that's that I don't really deal well with people like that. Just because, especially like I would understand if like, you had something to offer the community, you have, this amazing collection or this amazing display or, and your experience about it. But apparently he comes from Funko Pops, and then to talk the way he talks about things, it's like, wait a minute, like, what are you talking? And that's what I don't like.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the crazy thing. So now, what else have you experienced, good or bad, in the community since you've been
1/6 Kit and Kit Chen, and there's another guy that runs that too. I can't remember what his name is.
I don't know. I only know Kit. I only do.
Yeah, I've had conversations with him, like very brief conversations about some stuff, and I will just say, outstanding service all around.
I was waiting for you. I was like, what the hell is he gonna say right now? Because Kit is.
I have not had a bad experience other than my box came in crushed because the way he ships. I understand why he does it. It's to save on shipping, and you're getting free shipping from the guy anyway, so it's like whatever, as long as my figure's intact and everything like that. He sent. I got their Jill Valentine from them with the dog.
Bloody one? Yes,
but not the bloody one. I got the regular clean one. I'm like, if I want my character to die, I'll just go play the game and have it show up on my screen that says you are dead. I don't need to see that ever again. And it came with the dog, and they wrapped. I don't know why they did this.
Oh, the dog came with the broken ear.
My ears are intact.
Oh,
I have a dog with ears that are intact, so that's like probably a fucking rare collectible right there to begin with. But he sent it in, and like both boxes were like bubble wrapped together.
Yes.
When it came in, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare." I was expecting that dog to be in two because it looked like Jim Carrey fucking delivered that goddamn thing.
Yeah, no, I've gotten that's very true. I've gotten pieces, that have come. It's not his fault. I know 100% his fault, and so. I've gotten pieces that have been completely crushed, but the figures is fine. I don't even bother. I show him though, but I don't give him a hard time about it because, like I said, I've dealt with the guy.
I won't either. How should I put it? Hot Toys is great as far as their packaging of their boxes and everything like that. They use sturdy cardboard, et cetera, but they can learn a thing or two from this company called Blitzway.
Yes.
Because if you've ever gotten a figure from Blitzway directly from them or from a vendor, and they ship it in, their shipper box is great. It opens up. It's not a top load like all these other Hot Toys figures are. They got the slit on the side, and all their corners have like the plastic corner protectors around the art box. And I'm like, man, that Zorro figure I got that one time, I was like, this is a finely packaged piece of thing. Like they need to like take a piece out of there.
Yes, that's true.
For the prices we're paying for a figure these days, holy shit.
Yep. I have I was actually talking about it a couple of days ago. What was it? The Tony Montana from Blitzway. I have the Carlitos Way from Blitzway. I have the Che Guevara from Blitzway. I have what was the other one? They've made really cool figures over the years. They don't make much, but when they do,
No.
it's a hit. Every
yeah.
figure, it's like the Ghostbusters. I don't have them, but those figures were amazing.
I've seen them in person locally, and I said, "Dang,
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful figures, beautiful figures, spot on with the likeness." And again, this is a company that's not pumping figures like Hot Toys, but when they make a figure, instant hit. They sell out, and then you don't hear from them for a while. What was the other one? The Fight Club ones. Remember those?
Oh yes, yeah.
Really, really beautiful figures too. I got the double pack of what the hell is his name of the oh my god, Brad Pitt,
Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden. I got the double pack with that, with the table and the shower and the beer bottles and all that stuff. That whole diorama set.
The fur jacket.
The fur jacket, really,
and the
really
red
cool.
jacket, yeah.
And I had a custom of the what's the other guy's name? Oh my god, the Ed Norton's character. Oh my god, what the hell is his name?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, that's what I forgot. But anyway, I made one of him with a suit on. I bought his head sculpt, really crappy years ago, and I have him holding the soap, that pink soap, the
Nice.
Fight Club soap. Yeah, it's really cool. So that company's another one, very, very, very cool company to buy figures from. I don't know if you remember this from back then. Enterbay was neck and neck with Hot Toys at one point. They were both making fire, like right next to each other. Hot Toys would come out with something, Enterbay would come out with something, Hot Toys would come out with something, then Enterbay. I don't know. What do you think happened to Enterbay? Because I have no idea what happened to them.
I have no idea. The last thing I know they were putting out was like Kobe
Michael
Bryant.
Jordan. Yeah, it's
all
You're
right.
Jordan,
It did put out Michael Jordan last.
Oh yeah, it's all what's keeping them alive, in my opinion, right now is Michael Jordan, because they're making basketball figures, and you can go on their website right now, and there's still some available of different teams. They just put up a few new ones, but they come out with a Michael Jordan, just a different outfit, same head sculpt. They reuse head sculpts, different outfit, $350, and there you go. There's a brand new figure. The cool thing about them though is they're numbered. You know what I mean? So I think that's what makes it really, really exclusive about them. But I don't know. They were making, I have a bunch of Enterbay figures from. They made one from. Remember Prison Break?
Yes.
Prison Break. They made. What was the other one? Goku from. Goku and Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Remember them?
I do, but I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
No,
so.
I'm saying they used to make figures like that all the time, and like they just completely stopped. I know they made a few other ones that I have, but
they made the Men in Black, if I'm not mistaken.
Enterbay, yes, amazing. Yep. I got those two amazing figures. So that's what I mean. They used to make really cool stuff next to Hot Toys, and in my opinion, during that time, that was like all we had was good quality wise was Enterbay and Hot Toys, and then here and there was Blitzway. Boom, Blitzway came out of nowhere, but that's what we had. And then all we had was customs. There was no third party like there are now.
Right. Even 3-0s.
3-0.
3-0. That's about it.
Yeah, but they were not even.
They weren't around. They weren't around yet back then.
Yeah, exactly. So now, if you were to pick, well, do you own any Blitzway or Enterbay?
I don't know any Enterbay. I do own Blitzway though.
You do. What pieces do you own from Blitzway?
I have the power armor sets back here behind me.
Oh wait, let me see if I can zoom you in.
Got the mic back up. Yeah, I bought the power armor sets because I had to have it because I'm a Fallout fan and I played the crap out of Fallout 4 forever and a day. And this was one of those things where it was like, oh my God, am I really going to drop $400 on a freaking action figure? Yeah, I did. And I dropped it twice because I have the Nuka-Cola armor, which was like, hey, we're going to send you a T-51 set. You're going to buy that set, but then you can, if you want the armor, you can just buy the armor. So I had to make a choice. Now I have a T-51 set in the Nuka-Cola armor behind me too, because I fell in love with that. Like,
see, I don't know anything about these figures because I never played the game. I never even knew they made these figures. So
yeah,
that's
they're pretty beefy as far as figures are concerned. They don't come with any stands. They don't come with any bells and whistles other than the eyes will light up. But it's such a weirdo battery, and they don't come with the batteries. And I was like, crap, I'm never going to make this light up. But yeah, I love this armor stuff. So
what do you like about that company?
The uniqueness. I mean, you're not gonna get figures from anybody else nobody else is gonna make this guy. I mean,
right. Yeah. That's one thing about Blitzway. The things that they make are very random. And,
right.
And I wish, companies like Hot Toys would make things like that. Like, for example, a Che Guevara and a Carlitos Way. Like, I would never expect anybody to make those figures. A Scarface ever.
Oh, yeah. It's not in their wheelhouse right now. They are all about what's new, what's popular right now.
And what's Disney.
And what's exactly. They have got a firm grip with Disney right now.
It's insane.
When the Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
I was like, this is such an oddball release from them. I couldn't believe it. I was like, and then they didn't give us Beast.
That's the only thing I'm upset about because Belle is beautiful.
They had it in the wheelhouse to do it.
I think didn't they tease? I think they teased a little bit of it. No,
they might have. I'm not sure, but I was just like, man, they made Belle, but they're not making Beast. Like, what are they thinking?
Yes, that's my only complaint because they would have knocked it out of the park if they made the Beast and that double set. Just like I don't know if you saw, they made Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. They could have done that too. Beauty and the Beast, and I think people would have loved that. Whoever collected, decided to collect them. I think would have loved them, but that's the thing with Hot Toys. They'll give you something really cool, and then it's like they'll give you just half of it or part of it. You know what I mean? I don't like that.
Yeah.
If you were to change something about Hot Toys, what would you change?
They got to fix those damn pegs, those wrist pegs, those hand pegs. I'm sorry, but just make it a permanent fixture into each hand. Like Sideshow does with theirs. That's the only thing I can say great about Sideshow, that each hand comes with its own peg.
Yes. I mean, they do give you the extra pegs just in case.
They do, yeah. But let me tell you, there was one figure I got right out of the box, and I know a lot of people had the same problem. The Terminator, the clean version of the T2.
Yeah.
Like those wrist pegs were like too big for the hole, and I had that thing fresh out of the box day one. It was a cold December night, and maybe I had it in my car too long, and maybe I was a little drunk. I don't know. But I might have broke my wrist peg that night on day one.
That's the worst.
And I was just like, oh man, it's a good thing I have the ability to fix this, but man, did that suck.
Yeah, so. Even with the spares, it just sucks to know that one broke. You know what I mean? It just it's tough to deal with. I've broken pegs, not often, thank God, but when they break, oh man, it's the worst. It's so bad. Let me see what people are saying. I heard Entebbe doesn't give you no, they don't give you anything, man. Entebbe and the bodies of Entebbe figures, the ankle pegs, at least for most of them. Now I think you could change them. For most, I actually had to change one recently. The ankle pegs are completely stuck on, so even if one breaks, I don't know if you guys have seen what they look like. It's literally like a tip, and if that snaps, good luck, because there's no replacing it. There's no replacing it. Yeah, that's it. And I have one broken right now because
This is my other Hot Toys gripe right here. This
That's,
Boba Fett backpack crap with the two little hooky things that you got to like
oh,
stick
yeah.
on,
Annoying.
hook on, and you need to be like, you need a third hand or something because
yes.
it's
You know
only
what
been
You know
it's
what
only
I
been
use?
recent where they added the magnet, and I was like,
Yes. This is what
thank
I use.
goodness they've added magnets. Yeah, I
This
have
is
like
what I
a
use.
tiny screwdriver
I
or a
have to
spudger.
hold it and then try to like hook it from under this way because I know exactly what you're talking about. That was the worst. Which one was that? Was that the
That was the
vintage color?
The vintage color, the throwback color one, yeah.
I have no in-hand experience.
The old 3 3/4 toy color, you know, like I gotta have this figure.
Yeah.
There was no way I was
That's a beautiful figure. I have no in-hand experience with Enterbury and Blitzway, but those figures, yes, very, very good quality stuff too. They're not cheap, they're not flimsy. The detail's great, the likeness is great. The outfits are usually good quality stuff. Look into them if you're, everything's gone right now and everything's super expensive, but they're really, really good figures. Figs for totally seems yeah. The magnet stuff that Hot Toys did with the Iron Man 3 figure, I think that would be a good idea. Just add the magnet like connection to them. Yes, absolutely.
I absolutely agree with that statement. Must have all
yeah, no, all the Bobas, and they're also, even though they're the same thing, just changing the color a little bit, and whether it's changing the weathering or anything, it just makes the figure so much
making
better.
it all black and awesome looking, like the two you have behind you right now.
Yes, guys, look at that. Finally, so I got them today. I got two of them. One I'm keeping, and for those who want to join I'm going to call it the Heavy Hitters raffle. I'm going to be raffling one of those also. So it's going to be 30 spots, $20 a spot, and it's going to be die-cast figures. You're going to have Venom Pool. You're going to have the Ghost Rider with the horse, and you're going to have a Boba Fett arena suit. So whoever doesn't have one and would like to get one for $20, take your chance, and you may win. So what are your favorite things to collect right now?
Other than 1/6?
Yeah, like what line, or because I noticed you have like different lines. So what is your favorite line? What do you like the most of?
If you can see in the picture behind me, I have like this affinity for like Transformers, but I don't do Masterpiece Transformers. I got into like that because I collect Hot Toys. I can't do Hot Toys and Masterpiece. That's just not in my budget. So to keep my collecting my Transformers likes going, I just collect like the what are they called, like the chug scale or whatever it is. The latest round of last 3 years have been like a whirlwind of, we're going to give you all the figures and really looking pretty awesome. And I was like, sweet, yay. I just dropped a lot of money in the last 3 years on Transformers because I sold my entire Transformers collection prior to that. And I thought I was out, but then I got sucked back in and I was like, fuckers. So there's that. And then I have this like Lego collection that I've started as well.
Oh, man.
And let me tell you, that's a rabbit hole I wish I never went down. I bought like the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon one day, and I said, well, that's a $150 Lego set. Well, that's nothing. I said, after you drop $150 on a Lego set, dropping $40 or $30 or $40 or $50 on one doesn't seem so bad. So I got into Lego again, and it's mostly Star Wars and space stuff. I have all the Guardians of the Galaxy sets. I have the new Galaxy Explorer Lego that just came out. I have the original Galaxy Explorer from like 1980, 81. That's probably one of my more valuable things I have in my collection. Lego space was my jam back in the 80s too. Like that was my thing. But my big thing is like sitting behind me in this corner of, if it's got the Flash on it, I gotta have it. And I gotta have, yes, I do need an intervention, Nathan. You are correct. And my problem with the Flash is that McFarlane Toys, assholes, has decided to go and put out Flash figures. All like in year 2, they decided we're going to put out more Flash figures. I'm like, you prick. So now I've got like 2, sometimes 3 of every Flash figure that McFarlane has put out because I had to have it. And not only did I have to have it, but I had to customize a couple on top of it because McFarlane figures, they don't have a lot of paint, but man, they take paint really well. That's all I got to say. So that's been like my one thing for like ever in a day is doing nothing but, man, I got his crotch in the shot. Is collecting the Flash. Like if I had to like part with everything except for the Flash, I would be totally fine with that.
So did you get the WB Flash figure from Hot Toys?
Yes, I do have that one. It's up on the shelf behind.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So you bought it. What about the nightmare scene from the Justice League? That Flash, that Doomsday.
I did not buy Doomsday Man, Doomsday Lightning Man, whatever the hell he's called. I never bought it because I didn't. It's a
great figure, man.
I'm sure it is, and if I see one on eBay or something like that for like relatively inexpensive, I might be like, okay, I might pick it up. I might pick it up now.
The weight that it has is just that alone. It feels amazing in your hand, and that whole outfit is so badass. And the what do you call it? The battle damaging on it, the weathering on it, the fact that you have the 2 separate covers. So you have the one that looks like just regular metal, and then you got the red one.
Right.
Sick. The little bit of face that you see on the under the helmet, beautiful. The figure is really, really nice and worth every penny that it was. Obviously, when it came out for retail, it was like I want to say
it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. It was like 180. I want to say maybe something like that. And I'm telling you, it was worth. And it comes with nothing. Hands. The Flashpoint base and the what do you call it? The Batarang, and that's it. And but I'm telling you, amazing figure.
Right.
So your favorite character being the Flash. What is the oldest piece you have right now of the Flash?
Of the Flash, it's probably a collector's glass, or a set of like playing cards with the Flash, and you could like color them in.
That's awesome.
It's like dated like 1970 something. I do have some really old comic books from like the 60s. But I don't have my Holy Grail comic book yet because I've seen some graded, and I'm not a big graded comic collector. It's just not my thing. I don't like slabs. I just don't like slabs. And that'd be the Flash 110, first appearance of Wally West, as Kid Flash, blah, 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 back in the day. I'll have it someday. I'm not worried about it. But, that show came out like 9 years ago, and anything Flash related comic books just started to climb up in price, and it will not come down until that show is over with. So
that's awesome.
It's like
if you were to sell that glass right now, is it worth like something or not really?
Sell the what?
The glass. You said you had your first piece was a glass collector's glass.
Oh, it's probably not worth much of anything, to be honest. Like, I think I got the thing for like maybe $20 shipped on eBay a long time ago.
Gotcha.
Just one of those things like it's got the Flash on it. Sweet.
Yeah,
it's like
it's just for you.
I have Flash Silly Putty egg with the packaging. Like nobody should have a Flash. And somebody said if they made a fake dog vomit with the Flash logo on it, Mike, you would probably have it. I said, yeah, you're probably right. I would. So is what it is.
That's awesome.
The suit is probably my most expensive Flash piece in my collection.
That's awesome. That looks like 100% like from the show.
Right.
Like it looks awesome. I have, it's funny. I ended up buying the whole series in the 80s when it was available. It came available on DVD. I bought it years ago. I'm pretty sure it's still either sealed or I opened it, but I haven't watched it. I just wanted it because I remember that show. You know what I mean? I remember being a kid and the Flash is on. And so that's why I bought it. It was more like nostalgia for me. But I was going to ask you, I was going to tell you, going back to the whole Lego thing. My friend from high school. So I've known the kid since I switched middle schools and I ended up in his middle school and then we became friends. And then in high school, we stayed friends. And to this day, we're still friends. He just got into Legos, just like you, all Star Wars Lego stuff. But he started with it's like I just got a couple pieces. Oh, I just bought 2 more. He started with maybe 6, 8 pieces. He's got an entire room and he hangs them up on the ceiling and he's built shelves for them. And I got to tell him to send me a video to display it one day. He's it's an addiction right now. He's got Venom. He's got the Venom face. He's got the Carnage face. He's got the Millennium Falcon. He's got the Death Star. He's got what are the planes? All of the planes, the X-Wings. He's got everything Star Wars right now. And I'm like, so he'll post them on Snapchat. And I'm like, yo, you're crazy. Because it's happening so fast. And I'm watching it happen because he's posting his stuff.
Right.
And he'll take videos of it and he's like, oh, I got this today. I'm like, how are you getting all this stuff? And he's like, oh, he's like, I get some from this guy in Brooklyn and I get some. And I'm like, you're insane because he comes from none of this. You know what I mean? He's not a collector of anything. You know what he collects, believe it or not? Glass. You know what glass is? For smoking. So he has, yeah, exactly. He has tens of custom, bongs and bowls and expensive pieces. That's what he collects. So to go from that to Star Wars Legos and Marvel, he's got Iron Man, Legos. He's got the craziest. And it's cool as hell because I've talked about it before. If I was able to get vehicles that are planes or spaceships, the best way to display them is hanging them up from the ceiling. You know what I mean? That's best way. But in my opinion, is they have to be high enough to look cool, but you're really not going to appreciate them because the detail is always on top.
Right.
So that's why I don't bother getting them. So, but the way he has them, because they're small enough, you can hang them low enough and you can see everything, on them.
Right.
I'm telling you, it looks awesome. But it's just funny to me that he just got, all of a sudden, now he's got all these pieces. So he'll get multiples of them too, of rare pieces that are worth some money. And he's just holding them until, he gets more of them to sell, I guess, eventually. Crazy thing. What got you into Legos?
When I was a kid, I was a fan.
Are you?
I had Lego sets as a kid. I had a little a red carrying case that had all my Legos in it, and I would build Lego stuff all the time. And then as I got a little bit older, it was I just fell out of love with it. And then, what was it? 99, 2000. There was that Star Wars Lego, the stuff that came out, and I was like, I have Lego Star Wars now. But I didn't go down heavy in the rabbit hole on that one. I didn't buy the Millennium Falcon. I didn't buy any of that original stuff. I only bought a couple sets. And I said, I'm good. And then, like I said, The Force Awakens came out, and I'm staring at that Lego Millennium Falcon on the shelf, and I'm like, am I going to buy this thing? Am I going to buy it? Yes, I'm going to buy it. So I pulled the trigger and I bought it, and I was like, this is the most badass Lego set I've ever bought. I could not deny it. It was Old Man Han and Chewbacca, but I didn't care. It was a Millennium Falcon. I don't have it anymore. I pretty much donated all those pieces to an ex-girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend's kids, et cetera, because I was like, I got the Kessel Run, the white and blue Lando Calrissian ship Falcon. I have that on my shelf.
That's awesome.
I've bought another one since then for parts because I made it's a rabbit hole, man.
It's great. And I'm telling it's funny because, like I said,
it's just bad. I got to quit buying Lego. Every time I go on, I'm in Lego Facebook groups, and holy shit, that's motherfucking dangerous too. Somebody will post something, and I'll be like, wow, Lego Speed Buggy. I didn't know that existed. Oh, you can go to Rebrickable and download the instructions. And then you have to go and part out all the pieces. Fuck.
No, it's crazy.
That is such a dangerous rabbit hole to go down.
See,
I gotta stop. And then I'm like, I wanted Lego Scooby Doo when it came out, but I never bought it because I couldn't justify the price at the time. Because I was like, man, that Lego Mystery Mansion is like $100, and that's the only way to get Velma. Well, I found out that recently found out that there's like a new like KO Lego company that puts stuff out, and I know, gasp, I shouldn't say KO Lego, but I spent $150, and I have the Lego Mystery Mansion, I have the Mystery Machine, I got the plane, I got the motorcycle, I got all the main stuff, I got the little mummy diorama thing that goes with it. I got Lego Scooby Doo now. I have Mystery Inc. I have a Speed Buggy. I have the Mystery Machine. I got it on my shelf right now, and I'm pretty happy. I have my Halloween decorations up this year a little bit early, so
that's awesome. That's really awesome.
It's just It's a dangerous fucking rabbit hole. I got into Overwatch Lego too. I never played the game. I heard about it. I was just not big into online play. And then I saw these Overwatch Lego sets, and I'm like, man, that's pretty badass for a Lego subline. And I started to buy a couple, and then they were on clearance, and I bought the whole line on clearance, and I was like, this is so dangerous right now for me.
No, I've had Legos growing up. I think I had a few little sets here and there. I was maybe 9 years old, 10 years old. Completely lost all of them. I don't even know where they went. But yeah, no, I'm happy that I didn't get into it because I know how it is. And Lego has been around for decades.
Yes.
And they just keep evolving to making, because I would think, back then, remember Lego was like nothing. Lego was you just stacked pieces together and that was it. You made your own little things. But they've evolved to making these really cool pieces. And not only that, but like you'll get them for retail and there have been pieces that are worth like that Millennium Falcon, that big one.
Oh, yeah.
How much is that going? Do you know how much that's going for? Because it's like stupid money.
If it's retired, it's probably going for more than retail now. But I think original retail was like $800 on that thing for the new one.
Oh, is it? See, I don't remember. I thought it was something decent because it's Lego, but I found out it was like thousands of dollars right now. Like,
oh, 10, yeah.
10, 20 grand or something.
Yeah, as soon as they start retiring that shit, it's like, fuck.
Yeah,
so
I had no idea that Legos was doing that. And then when my friend was telling me, he's like, oh, yeah, these go for, they sold out now, so they go for this much, and these go, and he's like, I'm holding them. I was like, there's no way Legos, worth anything. They are, man. They are, and I had no clue. And I don't regret not getting into Lego. I'm good, but you can make some decent money.
I honestly, I considered selling all my 1/6 scale stuff except for a couple pieces and just going all in on Lego.
Really?
Oh yeah, like I had that bug and I was like, I gotta really rethink this because this is a dangerous rabbit hole. Holy jeez. I don't live near a Lego store. I have to order everything online if I want it or get it at like Target, Walmart, whatever. And man, that's like a crapshoot right there.
That's insane. Jeff, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. No, that's crazy, man. See, I don't know. I don't know about Lego. I don't. And again, they're cool pieces. Like I love Venom. When I saw his Venom, little
the
head in Lego, I was like, that's sick. He goes, I have an extra one. You want it? I was like, absolutely not. And then he goes, why? I said, because knowing me, I'm a completist. So if I get something, I have to get them all. Like I can't just have one at all just because I like the character. No, because I like to get everything that looks cool together and belongs together. So he's like, why? I was like, absolutely not. He goes, why? It's cool. I was like, yeah. I was like, no. I was like, because I'm going to need them all, and I don't need this in my life right now. I already have enough problems with 1/6 scale. I don't need to get into Lego.
Yeah.
Now, another question. Do you have or would you get any quarter scales?
I currently don't have a quarter scale figure yet.
Okay. Any vehicles?
I have the speeder, the white speeder from Mandalorian.
Okay. That's the only one?
That's the only one because, I almost bought the tumbler and I said, where am I going to put that?
Yes.
It would sit in the box and in the closet because I wouldn't be able to display the thing properly. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. Or I have to get like a glass coffee table with a glass top and everything like that to have it on display. I just can't justify buying a giant vehicle. Now, that's not saying I wouldn't entertain an N1 Starfighter.
I was just gonna say that to you. I was gonna say, what do you think? And I was gonna pull up the picture. What do you think of that?
If they make it and it is reasonably priced, and I'm saying it's got to be Tumblr priced.
Yeah, it's gonna be $600, $700, something like that.
If it's like 8 or 9, I might be like, I can make payments. Fuck it.
I don't think it's gonna be that much. I mean, so my thing is,
it's not small.
I was gonna exactly. The thing is humongous. That's the thing. It's got the cool features. It's got the lights. It's got the the propeller function sounds and everything. The thing is, at the end of the day, it's not die-cast. You know what I mean? It's just a big piece. Because of it, I think they get away with charging a high amount is number one, the detail, and number two, the fact that it's big because of the size.
Right.
But I don't think it's, material wise, I don't think it's going to be,
it's going to be the same quality as the Tumbler.
Correct.
Or the Batmobile or
the
DeLorean. It's going to be that same plastic quality.
Yes.
It's not going to be made out of die cast or anything like that.
Correct.
It's not going to be like a Hulkbuster, which, I totally get the Hulkbuster.
Right.
I never bought it because I don't technically own any Iron Man in my collection except for the one I talked to you about. The Punisher War Machine. That's the only set of Iron Man suit I have on my shelf. Don't ask me how I've gotten through years of collecting 1/6 and not own a single Iron Man red and yellow or anything variation of him.
Right.
It's going to be the same quality as the speeder bike. I bought the speeder bike and I went, man, where am I going to put this? Well, I somehow managed to just shove them on a shelf and call it good. I didn't leave mine alone. I lit mine up and I added sounds to mine. So I'll post it.
Cool. Wait, what do you mean added sound? Like you added like a speaker to it?
Yeah, kind of added. I got to camouflage the speaker a little bit more. You can buy these little.
Oh, I know. I know exactly what those are. Wait, so you record, I guess, the sound that you want on it?
Yeah, it comes with a USB jack, so you jack it into a USB. I don't know if this is on or not.
That's awesome. Where'd you get that? eBay?
No, I just bought this on Amazon.
Oh, that's sick.
So I went to YouTube where I found the sounds for whatever to make the speeder bike sound. To go with it. Awesome. There's not really a great place to hide this inside the speeder bike. Plus, I'm not cracking this shell on this thing. It was bad enough. I had to drill some holes and then figure out how I'm going to run these wires.
Wait, so you have multiples of those?
Yeah, I got a couple different ones. I got a couple different versions of those. I'm staring at my speeder bike behind my laptop right now. I made the console light up and I wanted to have the sounds to go with it, so that's what I did. But man, there's no way I was cracking that shell on this speeder bike. I'm never going to get the thing put back together again. So I had to run these wires through this empty shell of a speeder bike, and anybody that owns it, you can pick it up and exactly what. There's no way to cut this thing open.
You even with a heat gun or a blow dryer or something to melt the plastic?
I looked. I tried.
No screws or anything?
There's no screws. It's all snapped together, and I was this isn't happening. So I had to run wires and use a hook,
yes, I know
a hook of some sort, like a spudger type hook. Yeah. Use one of those to run the wires through. Man, I went through 2 or 3 different versions of my thing before I got it through, and I was and got it right just for me. Yeah. So I'll post a video of it in the group.
Yeah, that'd be sick, because I've never seen that. I've seen people doing the arc reactors and all that stuff. You put in that wired battery and then things. That's cool. I think that's really cool. But to add sound, that's a different world, and I've never seen that, and I think that's awesome. So yeah, I was gonna say, how come you don't really post much of your stuff?
I don't like to advertise a lot. I should. Well,
especially stuff like that. I haven't seen anybody do that.
There's a 1/6 trooper group, if I'm not mistaken.
I would
Imperial Forces group. It's It's like, Paul here. One of my new Dark Troopers, and yes, I have the other Beetles to go with him still in the box.
Paul.
Just got him today. I named them all after a Beetle. It's like that guy, like
that's awesome. No, but the sound thing is really cool. I'm telling you, I never even know. I never knew that was a thing. To get those little chips and add sound. I know where they come from because I remember as a little kid.
Greeting cards.
When exactly. You would open things and it'll be right there, or even inside stuff like teddy bears and stuff. You'd pull out the whole thing, and it's things like that. So the fact that they sell them like that, I mean, again, I've never seen them being sold separately, and where not only that, but for you to and now the what's that company? Build-A-Bear. Apparently, you can put in your own sound and your own messages into the bear. Yeah. So, but I could guarantee you they don't look like that. That's like very raw looking. So it's really cool. It's really cool to see. Now, another question. Positive things in the community that you really enjoy being a part of.
Well, your group, for one.
Thank you.
Plus, it's a really enjoyable group. I won't lie about that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I get a kick out of some of the drama sometimes, or not drama.
Not some of the drama.
Some of the people I've met along the way from like collectors groups and stuff like that, and I've been in quite a few, and I've dropped a bunch because I said, man, this just isn't for me. I'm not into Dragon Ball Z. I'm not going to have that who's tougher, Goku or Vegeta or whoever the hell his name is versus Superman debate. It's Superman. Just live with it. So, I've met a lot of really decent people in the toy community, like really decent people. And then I've met some real douchebags along the way too, but it's the decent people that I've been friends with and like hang out with. And I'm in a group chat and like with a bunch of guys from the UK right now. And I've probably been in a group chat with these guys for probably 2 or 3 years now that we started. Cause one of the guys is in 1/6. I don't know if you guys remember, one of the original YouTubers for 1/6, the Clipper King. I don't know if you guys remember him at all. But one of the guys that was one of his like dealers for overseas, essentially, was doing video. You paused out for a little bit. Are you still there?
Going in and out for some reason. I don't know why. My internet's like bugging out. It's like completely freezing and then resetting. But go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, so I met this guy through through groups, and we were chatting back and forth, and he started his own like private Facebook group that got shut down about 2 days in because somebody decided to post something, grossly inappropriate for Facebook community standards, which I can't even remember what it was. So we started a group chat in Messenger. And so we've been in this group chat for the longest time. And it sucks when you're like talking to these guys and you can't ever see them. So someday I'm probably going to go over to England and meet all these guys at some point in time.
That'd be awesome. That'd be actually funny you say that. I remember years ago, I was in a couple of groups, and there was these guys, at the time, in my opinion, were like the ones that like I saw like really involved. Maybe you know Nenny D. Remember Nenny D?
I don't remember him.
Remember he was always doing all the Predator stuff. He was repainting Predators, and he looked like Aquaman. The guy literally looked like Aquaman with the long hair and the beard.
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, so he was really, really deep in the community. Very, very Predators guy, 1/6 scale collector. Then there was Carlos with the Superman. Remember, he had everything Superman.
I don't remember that guy.
Oh, yeah. Carlos Fernandez, Fernandez, I believe. He had shelves like this tall, but made out of wood, filled with layers and layers of Hot Toys, like back to back. And then his main character was Superman. And he had everything Superman. He had multiples of Christopher Reeves. He had customs that he made.
Wow.
He had a whole, his whole, computer room was all everything. His background was Superman. On his computer screen, he got this customized like metal. I don't know if it was the floor or the counter for the computer, but it was all metal, Superman stamped metal, like it looked like metal floor, but it was all
Nice.
stamped with like Superman logo. I'm telling you, the guy was insane with a Superman. And these guys ended up, one was from Europe, and Nenny D was from Europe. He was from Queens, and there was another guy from somewhere else. They met up in like New York City. They were like hanging out at one point in like New York City, and I was like, "Yo, that's so cool to do!" Like, to finally meet these guys that you would never, meet anywhere else. Like, so it's funny you're bringing that up.
Yeah. So we chat back and forth. One of the guys in the group passed away this last May, and we didn't hear about it for like 2 weeks because like that's what would happen. Like people would drop in and out of this chat every now and again, and we just found out one day that like this guy died, and we were like, "Holy shit,
that's horrible."
Yeah. So, other positive things, like I said, just like I met some really solid dudes in the collector community along the way, and I'm like, one positive thing is to know that there are people out there that have how should I put it, addiction issues bigger than me.
Addiction issues.
I'm not going to name names. I'm not. But there are people that have some serious addictions to shit, and I really like seeing people's displays.
Yes.
Some people that have some massive, like, holy geez, you went all out displays.
Yes.
A buddy of mine is a big Star Wars fan. He's in some of the he's not really in a lot of groups. He likes to keep his stuff predominantly private, but he knows his Star Wars stuff to the point of if he's in this group, he could probably answer any Star Wars collector type question that there is, because he probably owns it. Like a guy posted, what do you do about the electronics in your C-3PO 1 bust eyes from Sideshow if they go dead? He goes, nothing. Can't do anything about it. They're dead. If they are dead, C-3PO's eyes are dead. You can't change out the batteries apparently on the thing.
Wow.
Like he knew the answer to it right away. So, and then he gets started in this group. He goes, I didn't know you were in this group, Mike. I said, yeah, it's a bad group to be in because you just want more shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you? And now my next question to you was, so it looks like you like to do custom stuff, which is awesome. I think, when I started, there was a lot more customs done because we didn't have much to collect anyway. You know, Hot Toys wasn't making what they're making now. Not the amounts, not the speed, not the, the different lines, not the different characters. So to hold you over, you would have to make your own things here and there. Have you made customs yourself? How many and how in depth are they?
Well,
that's one of them.
This is one of them. Everybody recognizes the Zod armor, I'm sure.
Yep. But this is what Hasbro?
This is not. This is Hot Toys. This is the Hot Toys General Zod body. With the repainted armor. I made it, I wanted a Lex power suit. I've always wanted a 1/6 Lex power suit.
Wait,
and I realize this is from the Hot Toys one. Yeah. This is the Hot Toys. Yeah, this is the Hot Toys Zod armor from, the Man of Steel movie.
That looks nothing like it. I thought it was like a cheap plastic, like a cheap looking Hasbro figure that you bought, you repainted it, and then you made it. Oh my god.
No, so I stripped his armor off, repainted the parts the way they should be, because that was one of my superpowers, Lex Luthor in the power suit. Man, every time I see Lex Luthor in a comic book, I'm like, oh, is he gonna put on the power suit today? So yeah, and then I got that Jesse Eisenberg head. I don't know what company made this. It was like prison Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes.
And say what you will about the film and everything like that, I really like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, so I made Lex Luthor in his power suit based off The
Oh, that's awesome.
And I had seen some other guy do it at one point in time, and I said, yeah, I got to make this happen. And so I finally, pulled the trigger on a Zod, and I said, we're going to make that happen.
That's
the shitty sideshow Flash figure who looks like John Cena.
Yes.
Everybody knows what that figure looks like. I made a custom Wally West because there's a guy named there's a dude. He's from overseas. I don't know what he.
Wait, let me zoom you in.
Where he's from. Where's my camera? There we go. So it's Cat. The guy's name is Cat Ideas on Facebook, and I just stumbled across this thing. And so he had like a Wally West Rebirth head sculpt that he's putting out, and he has another one on the way, but he hasn't done anything with it. It's been a couple years since that figure's been out. So I repainted my sideshow. I lined all the line. I did all the lines.
I was going to say, you added all those lines, right?
I added all the lines on the figure and repainted the belt silver, and I had to paint the head up myself when it came in, so I did it.
That's beautiful, man. That's a sick piece.
If you're to ask me who's my favorite Flash, I would have to say Wally West, because that's who the 80s, that's who the Flash was as far as I was concerned.
Right.
And so that's what that's the Flash I fell in love with, so to speak. And so
that's awesome. Any more pieces, custom pieces that you made?
Just
like one,
just in 1/6, that would be about it. I have the the Steel Wolf, the
yes, the Logan
from the Logan, and he came with the extra set of clothes, so I had to get a second body, so I have both versions. I have the bloody.
I did the same thing. Exactly.
The bloody T-shirt. I'm like, I had to do it. I couldn't just leave that in the box.
Exactly. Yep. I got the.
Honestly, that's like one of the few. Yeah, what's that?
That's that third party double pack that came out.
Yeah. I can't remember who made it.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Other than other custom stuff, I don't think I've done. Not in 1/6.
Nathan Henderson says, even knowing. Go ahead.
I do. I have one more.
Go ahead. So even though what? No, Nathan, I don't think it's larger. I think he just had a lot because he was collecting. So when this was going on, he had been collecting already way before me. So he already, had his own collection with a lot of figures. I had some, but I didn't have, more than him at the time. Now I have, I would like to think that I have more than him because he stopped collecting, for years now. But at the time he had hundreds of figures. And I remember specifically the display because it was like this, but the cabinet was made out of wood. And I remember this shelf had rows and rows. I had at least 3 to 4 rows of figures. You couldn't even see them. They were so overcrowded. And let me tell you, that was guys that were in the game already for years when I was just barely getting into it. Let me see.
My other custom did, and this is
nice.
I have Susu Toys.
Susu
Toys did their Nightwing, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't with conscience buy that figure from that company because it's Susu Toys. We all know the story behind that, them feeling head sculpts, blah blah blah. So I said, I really like the figure.
But explain, for people, because I've talked about that company. I for a very long time, I found out that they were stealing, people's work, and so I would talk about that, and I don't know if people were listening or not, but you give people your take on what happened with that company, because I didn't for a while.
From what I understand, they had basically started selling a figure with a head sculpt. And I can't remember what the figure was now, off the top of my head. But they basically said it was their own. And when you looked at this head sculpt on this figure, people were like, no, that's this other dude's figure that this guy custom sculpted and was selling on his own. and then they basically slapped their name on this on a full body figure of not just the head sculpt.
Yes.
And said, "This is our own. No, we're not stealing anybody else's ideas." And I was like, yeah, it looks like you kind of are.
Yes.
You know, like if somebody makes a photocopy of something and says, "Oh, this was my dissertation," and the guy that actually wrote the dissertation and got credit for it the first time, that's called plagiarism.
Yep.
So yeah, I just decided I'm just not gonna give them any of my money. So I decided, you know what? I ordered the 1/6, not the 1/6. We talked about 1/4, and I said I don't have any 1/4 scale stuff yet. Well, I ordered the Dark Knight 1/4 scale. That's the only one I'll probably have. The one with the gargoyle base and shit.
Yes, the new one.
I pre-ordered that one because I said I gotta have it in 1/4.
Yes.
I didn't order the 1/6. I said I'm good on 1/6 on him because I had the original, and I might, if I can pick it up, I might pick up the new one because I heard it's pretty amazing. So I made, the Nightwing with the John Blake head, and I had a Nightwing mask from like the old DC.
I have those too. I know exactly.
The old DC collectible
Shazam and Aquaman with the shiny.
Yeah. So I had the Nightwing, and I butchered the Nightwing for another project a long time ago. But I said
because he comes with two masks, a white one and a black one, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, he comes with a blue and a black one, and I had the black one sitting around in the box, and I said, well, I might as well just glue it onto John Blake's face, and now I have my own custom Nightwing based on, nice.
Which DX is that?
What's that?
Which DX is that?
This would have been the Dark Knight Rises one.
The very first, because remember they made 3 now. There's three of them now.
Yeah, it was the old one, like from 2000. Yeah, the first one, 2010.
Yeah, because that body was tiny compared to the new ones.
Yeah, so 2013, 2000.
Yeah,
DX13, DX10, probably. Whatever number it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but the body's tiny, but at the same time, it looks really good next to Bat Black on my shelf. So, yeah, I'm just saying. So that's
a great idea. See, I'm not with the customs. Like I would get kits, get the bodies and put them together. But to sit there and paint stuff, I'm afraid of messing stuff up, and I would never. Eddie, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. I missed a lot of people. Talia, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Carlos, my friend, thanks for being here. I don't know who's still in here. Bobby Ray, what's up, man? Steve Conard, what's up? Peyton, what's up? Thank you for coming, my friend. OG fan, nice to see you here, my friend. Oh, man, look who it is. OG fan. I haven't seen this guy in months. Let me see who else is here. Big Dog, what's going on? Ruben G, what's up, man? Let's see. All right. No, that's awesome. I always enjoyed people, and I got into the customs, not buying them, looking at them, because I don't spend money on, how somebody will make like a batch of like 10 figures for like $500 and it's like, oh, it's, only 10 and you got to pay all this money. Like I never bought any of those, but when people make their own stuff, I think it's super cool. I think it's really, really cool how people, with the painting and they customize and, all that stuff. It's to me, I think makes the hobby even that much better because you'll take a figure and you'll turn it into something completely different using the same parts that Hot Toys gave you. I think that's amazing. So the fact that you're doing your own stuff is really, really cool. What got you into trying to customize your own stuff? Like what made you want to do that?
Well, the first one I did was that Lex Luthor.
Just seeing it made you go, you know what? Let me try it.
Yeah, I saw like one guy I don't even know what the guy's name is off the top of my head. And I messaged him and I said, man, that is a badass figure. I might have to do this myself.
See, I would never.
Because I had never seen it. Like he had like all the other Superman figures in his collection and everything like that from Hot Toys or whatever else. And I was like, man, that Lex Luthor is like a standout because like I knew exactly what figure he used as the base, and I knew exactly what the head was. But man, finding that Jesse Eisenberg prison suit figure, just look at. I just wanted a head. I didn't want the whole figure. I didn't want to spend. I didn't want to spend
It was like 150, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I just for the head. Like, I'm not spending that much money on the head. Finally, a couple years ago, and I can't remember what this kid's name was, but this kid was like selling all of his Hot Toys shit in this group, and he was selling it for like pretty cheap. And he had the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, and he goes, and I said, how much do you want for that? And he said, I want this much. And I said, you know what? That's cheaper than any place else I've seen. Yeah. So I had it, and I had it on my shelf because I had the Superman. I had the red blue Superman from Justice League, but I sold that one a long time ago because I was like, it's just not doing my. It's not the direction I was headed with 1/6.
Right.
Plus I'm not really a big Superman fan. Like, I'm a fan, but I'm not going to go get him tattooed on my back or chest.
How I found out about that figure, I'm going to tell you the kid's name because he came out with the figure and he made a custom with it. He turned the prison that prison figure. He took the head off.
Yeah.
His name is Gage Medenbrink. He's in a bunch of groups. He's in my group. So what he did was he took that whole figure, took it apart. He put a freaking. Remember when Jesse had the wig in the movie? He put the wig on. The kid in my group, he bought a wig or customized a wig. I don't know what he did. He made that whole figure with the white jacket, the white outfit.
Nice.
Yes, the thing looked amazing. And I was like, where did you get this? He's like, oh, I'm making it. And I said, what figure did you use? So he told me about the prison one, and I was like, oh, so I looked on eBay. It was cheap. It was, $130, $140, whatever it was. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, do I really want it? Do I really need this figure? And I put it in my cart, and then I said, you know what? I'll wait. And then, like, a few weeks, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks went by. I was like, you know what? I was like, screw it. Let me just get it. And I ordered it, and I have it right in the front with the BVS line. And I have him holding the exclusive kryptonite piece that came with Superman.
Yeah.
That big piece that they find in the Indian Ocean or whatever? I got him holding that. And the figure, nice. I mean, very, very basic. But that head sculpt is
it's spot on.
Yes.
Absolutely. And, I always thought, man, if they ever did a Man of Steel too, or whatever they would call it, at this point, who knows what's going on. Henry Cavill is apparently playing Dr. Doom, so I don't know if he's ever going to be Superman again.
Yeah.
I know he's on board. I know he has the suit just in case, but I don't.
He's holding up to the suit.
At this point, it's a shitty pipe dream, honestly, to see another legit Superman. Like the natural progression was, I could see Jesse Eisenberg throwing on a Kryptonian suit and calling it his own, blah blah blah, and going toe to toe with Superman. That's the only thing I want to see in a Man of Steel 2 at this point.
Yes,
I don't want to see Henry Cavill fight The Rock.
No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, it's gonna happen, but it's not. That's not my number one list of things I want to see.
What do you think?
Justice League movie? Check.
Do you think it'll add Shazam eventually to that trio or no?
It would be nice.
That would be awesome, right?
I mean, I'm not saying that Zachary Levi is the greatest, the most buff dude in the world, but they put a padded suit on him. That much is obvious, and I really liked the Shazam movie way more than I probably should have.
What do you think? Speaking of that, what do you think of Hot Toys not making that first figure they teased?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I'm just saying, like, they have been catering to every Marvel fucking. How many Iron Man suits are there now? Do you guys know what number are they on? Are they up to like Mark 1 million or something? I have no idea at this point in time. Like, for real, like, how many stormtroopers do we need? Do we need another stormtrooper with chrome on it? Do we need another one with I don't know, a little bit of schmutz on them and call it a new figure? I don't know. But speaking of stormtroopers, I just want to say, and I don't care if I get like told you can call me out in the group on this one and tell me why don't you like that. Okay. The new Remnant Stormtrooper, and from what I understand, that's not the first time they've used that body, that styling of figure, if I'm not correct. But when I first got that Remnant Trooper in my hand, I was so disappointed. And I bought 2 of them.
That's the really dusty one, the dirty one?
That's the really dusty one, dirty one. And
Yes.
this is the reason I didn't like the body. I didn't like how it felt. My only foray into Stormtroopers were the chromed ones at that point.
Right.
And that body, I really like that feel and that body.
Because it's like the OG style.
Yeah, like I really like that style. And the new chrome Stormtrooper, from what I understand, is using that Remnant Stormtrooper body. I'm like, it's not gonna match. Like, I want it, but I'm not spending Hong Kong, the United States prices on that motherfucker. I'm gonna wait for Sideshow to release that thing, and it's probably gonna happen if they release that. If they're releasing
now with
the Iron Man.
Comparing, obviously, you saw the movie. You like the movie, meaning Shazam. You saw the new suit. Now, do you prefer the new suit over the old suit, or would you have gotten them both?
You know, if they want to give me the movie 2 suit, I will take it to put him on my shelf.
I think it's better. I think it actually looks nicer than the first one because there's more detail and it's closer to Black Adam's suit.
Right.
So I think
I'm fine with that. And you know, Hot Toys doesn't give us a fucking Rock as Black Adam.
They will.
With,
he will.
With the cloak and all the shit. And you know,
oh, that's going to be an exclusive right there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to have that on my shelf. I don't know why. Like, I almost bought the G.I. Joe Rock figure.
Oh, yes.
What is it? The Roadblock figure, whatever it was?
Yes.
Only because I knew I had heard through the grapevine that you could strip his clothes and have Wrestler Rock.
You can. Well, I'm actually having one of those figures, brand new sealed, as one of my raffle picks. So whoever wins it, they could get that figure. And I mentioned that one of the accessories that he comes with is a black T-shirt, so you can remove everything and put the T-shirt on.
Yeah, he's got the tattoos on the figure.
Yes, I think he does.
Yeah.
He does. So absolutely, you can use his body as the Rock wrestler.
Yeah, so that's what I really considered buying that figure for. I was like, man, if I buy one G.I. Joe 12-inch figure, I'm going to be buying them all, and that's going to be bad news.
I have 3 of the Storm Shadow ones because, you know, it was different version that I made, and I customized one. So I have one with this head sculpt, one with the ninja mask, and then I customized one. I bought a 1/6 scale all white suit, white shirt, white jacket, white pants, white shoes, and then I put his spare head sculpt from the other figure on there. So I got 3 of them. Beautiful figures. Those head sculpts are amazing. Answer this question for Big Dog Pound.
I think Ezra Miller needs to be slapped upside the head and quit being a whiny cunt. That's what I feel about Ezra Miller. Like, dude, like, I don't know how he still has his job as the Flash. To be quite honest, if they were to cancel that fucking film, I totally get it. But I think they have far too much.
Yeah, no, I don't think they will.
Invested in the future of DC movies.
Yes,
based around this one film. I think that's the problem.
It's a big deal film, I think, and that's why they haven't canceled it.
I think they are probably going to honestly like hit the reset switch in some way, shape, and form. After
with
this
movie?
film, with that movie, and I think that's their whole thing. Like, this is their starting point.
Yes,
like, they're gonna hit that. They're gonna hit that. They're gonna hit that flashpoint reset switch.
Yes,
it's gonna be everything's new. They're gonna come out
new people, new everything. Yeah,
new people. You know, they can keep The Rock. They can keep Zachary Levi. They can keep all that shit. But seriously.
Keep all that shit.
Every time something happened this spring, and some news article would come up about Ezra Miller, I was like, "Fuck, what did he do this time?"
But
like,
you know,
seriously,
crazy? You know what's crazy though? Like, whatever. The guy's a mess, but I don't think that should affect the movies. You know what I mean? Or his job, whatever he's doing. You know, outside of being a filmmaker should not affect him not working, should not affect his movie not being played. That's how I think. He's a grown man. He could do if he wants to destroy his life. That's his problem. But when you're in those movies, I don't think the company. I mean, I understand why. I get it.
Right.
But it's like DC's already not doing much. They're canceling everything. It's like try to like give us something that we can like enjoy. Marvel. Everybody that's been on DC is going to Marvel. Christian Bale, it just did Gore. Now you have, like you said, Henry Cavill is doing Dr. Doom. So DC needs to do something, man. And getting rid of projects, I don't think is the way to go.
You got that Chinese internet.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I keep like freezing and it keeps logging me off. I have no idea what's happening today. But yeah, no, it's crazy. What do you if they come? I mean, obviously they're gonna do something with Shazam. Would you get all the Shazam figures, like all the friends?
Oh man, I don't know if I can do that. I would get Freddy for sure. And there was a meme that came out not too long ago about the real reason everybody's going to go see Shazam 2, and that's Ms. Marvel. Mary Marvel, like the actress they have playing here, like fuck. Like that's I'm not gonna lie. I'll go see a movie just for her. Yeah, if they just because of like the Marvel, the original Marvel family, Freddie Freeman, Mary Marvel, and then Captain Marvel himself. So I'm sorry, Shazam. We can't call them Captain Marvel.
I was gonna say, it's funny. So I've always known him as Captain Marvel. I didn't
Same
know.
Here.
I didn't know about the whole Shazam thing, and I was having, and this was again years ago. I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were like, "Oh, Shazam," and I was like, "What are you talking? Who's Shazam?" I said, and they showed me a picture, and I was like, "That's Captain Marvel," and they're like, "No, it's Shazam." I said, "No," I said, "That's Captain Marvel." I said, "What are you talking about, Shazam?" I was like, "Shazam is what he says to turn into the superhero." I said, "He does." There's no. Then I find out that they bought the name Shazam, or they had to get rid of the Captain Marvel. I don't remember why the reason was, but I was like, what the hell's happening? I was like, to name it Shazam, I was like completely shocked about all that. So I had no idea that even happened.
That was from back in the comic book days of everything getting started and everybody had their own company.
Oh, is that what it
was? From like the 40s, 50s, or whatever. Like that's what that was. Like Marvel Comics wasn't Marvel Comics when it first started, obviously. So but here's this character walking around called Captain Marvel. Ooh, shit. We can't have him having that name. We got our own guy named Captain Marvel, our own girl, whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
that's so funny. Now, if for example, let's say, so you would only get Freddy, you would not get the whole gang.
I don't think I would get all 7. There's no way.
I think
I just can't. I couldn't justify it.
And what about the Eternals then? Are you getting any?
I'm not getting any.
They're low stock on Sideshow already, right? Those two.
Yeah, that's fine. They're going to be low stock forever because nobody else wants them either.
Low stock forever.
I'm just saying. I barely have Marvel figures on my shelf.
Right.
Honestly, like I can tell you the Marvel figures I have. I have Captain America from Endgame because I had to have it.
Right.
That was a how should I put it? That was a fluke. Somebody ordered it at my local store and the guy said he didn't want it. He bailed. And my buddy called me up or sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, I got a Endgame Captain America. Do you want it?" I said, "Yes, please." So I have him. I have the Punisher War Machine because it's a badass figure, and I had to have it because it's the Punisher and it's War Machine. So why would I not? I have Deadpool from Deadpool 1. I never bought Deadpool 2. I kind of want Dusty Deadpool, but I really don't need him. And I have the 2 Wolverine movie from that film that offshoot company. I don't know who made it. The Steel Wolf figure.
Yes.
I have Star-Lord from GOTG 2. I have Rocket and Groot because Rocket is my spirit animal. and I need to have his tree friend to go with my Infinity War Thor. So that's it. I don't own a Tony Stark figure on my shelf technically.
So you're more DC because of the Flash.
Yeah, I've been always more DC because of the Flash. So
Gotcha. Okay.
is what it is.
All right. So now we're gonna get to the fun part, talking about figures. Now, figures that could be, your favorite figures of all time, your first figures of all time, your the most meaningful figures for you of all time. What figure or figures do you have in your collection that to you are like these are my grails, to put it that way?
Well, I just got 4 of him today.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, here he is all lit up. This is the new Dark Trooper. For those of you that have him, sound off because holy cow. How should I put this? I was a big Dark Forces fan. We talked about this before we went live. I was a huge Dark Forces fan back in the day. I absolutely loved. Yeah, they are super bright as fuck. You're right. I'm not complaining one bit, man. I bought 4 of them because I was like, I gotta have it because 4 kidnapped Grogu. So
right.
I ordered 4, and then they came in, and I was like, fuck, I gotta pay for 4. Anyway, so that's probably. I haven't really messed around with him. I opened him on camera right in front of you, I think, so I haven't really had a chance to really futz around with him much, but ratcheting joints right now are like a win for me.
Yeah.
That custom Wally West I put together, but that's only because it's a custom. This is one of my favorite figures on my shelf because I'm just a big fan of the character. I was a fan of the character in the comic when this figure. I bought this figure late, and I kind of paid the late tax on Negan from the show, but he will sometimes torment my other figures on my shelf.
That's a 1/6, or it looks like
that's
a
That's 1/6.
Oh, 1/6. Wow.
Yeah, Blitzway, I think, put it out, or 3-0, one of the two. I think it
was 3-0.
I think it's 3-0.
Yeah, because I never watched the show. I never got into that line, but I think I remember it was 3-0 making them. They made a few of them.
Yeah, I didn't. I did not buy into that entire line of figures because I was like, there are certain characters I just do not like. I was never so happy to see a character get his head bashed in by a baseball bat. His name is Glenn. I didn't like him in the comic. I didn't think he was that great of a character in the comic. I didn't think he was that great of a character in the show. So yeah, that's really good figure. My Indiana Jones, that's kind of a
Hot Toys, right?
This is not Hot Toys. This is the Sideshow Indiana Jones.
Oh, the Sideshow. That's right, because Hot Toys doesn't have that gold piece.
No, the golden idol. No, I kind of like. It's kind of 2 figures in one. This is the Temple of Doom. Crap. Let me get him on camera. But I had the Raiders figure on. I had the Raiders figure lying around, and that original Sideshow Raiders figure sucks. Horrible, crappy body, and I'm not saying that this new body on this Indiana Jones is any good. On the Temple of Doom figure is any better. If I could body swap, I probably will body swap someday. But I had to have Indiana Jones on my shelf because I had to have it. Star Wars versus Indiana Jones. Oh, boy, which one do I like better? Probably Indiana Jones. But there just hasn't been a lot of offerings over the years for that.
How come you didn't get the Hot Toys Indiana Jones? You didn't like it, or you didn't want it?
I didn't like the face. I didn't like the head sculpt.
Gotcha.
I'm sure people will just say, "Well, that's stupid." It's a great.
Does this one come with 2 heads? The Sideshow one? It does, right?
It comes with a hair piece.
Oh, but no 2 heads, because this one, it looks like it's like battle damage. So it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, that's the way the Temple of Doom one is, because he's like, it has that beat up look to him.
Yes.
And so that's the way that, if I wanted to, I could just like repaint it, but I'm fine with it.
Awesome.
So
you
that's
have more
top
sideshow
figure.
figures.
What's that?
You have more sideshow figures then.
I have a couple more. Yeah, I have like the sideshow Lobo. Until another company puts out a better option to have Lobo on my shelf, he stays in my collection. I have the sideshow Batman on the shelf too. That not the first one, the second one. I really liked it. I don't care what anybody says. It's a great looking figure. Some people say he's too small, and I'm like, it's Batman. He can be whatever size he wants to be.
It's too small.
He'll still make the villains piss their pants. So there's that. I really like the I had the backpack thing earlier. I really like the throwback Boba Fett. I like the look of him.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this figure that I like.
No, I think it's not that old school looking. The fact that it looks like an actual fancy toy, like toy. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's got that feel of, man, I played with the shit out of this figure when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like
that's what it is.
I had to put the the rangefinder down because that's the way he was as a toy and when I was growing up. So yeah, that's like easily top figures in my collection. I really like the Justice League Flash figure from the movie. The armor look. I've never had a problem with that look. I kind of like it. If Hot Toys gives us a new suit, Flash, I will get that.
Which one?
The new Flashpoint movie, Flash.
Oh, we're getting that. We're 100% getting that. And the fact that it comes out with the yellow suit.
Yeah, if they do it, I'll buy it. I won't even question it.
Oh, he's coming out with the yellow suit, and what was the other figure that is coming out with an alternate suit as well? I forget what movie. Oh my god! I think what was it? Thor? Did you see the new Thor movie?
I did finally.
Yeah, so he's got like 3 different outfits. He's got the regular Thor outfit with the what do you call it, with the fur. Then he's got the sleeveless red vest with the jeans, and then he's got that really nice fancy armor with the new helmet look. Are you getting any of those or no?
I'm not. I'm just not a big enough Marvel fan. I know I'm terrible like that.
You don't even have any other Thors from before, right?
No, the only one I have is the Endgame, not the Endgame, the Infinity War Thor.
The one with the double look. You can remove the arms to do the.
Yeah, you could have the bare arms or the armor up
patches and stuff.
Yep, the eye patch and everything like that. Yeah.
So you don't like the fat Thor?
I wasn't a fan. No, I got the joke. Like I totally understood that. I almost bought that third party one where they had him like in like the pajamas and shit.
Bro Thor.
Yeah, I almost picked that up. Just
look, see it back there. Top. It's gonna be on my left.
Nice.
See it?
Yep.
People have them sitting on a couch. Like I didn't have them anywhere, but I had to get them because like I said, if it's something for the line, I have third parties in there. I have every third party Tony they made. I have third party Steve Rogers that they made. I have 2. I have Old Man Steve and I have Military Steve when he went to get the pin particles.
Nice.
I have so anything like that, I was like, I have to get it just because that whole shelf is like, I think it's like 20 something figures just in there, just because I had to get like every single one. I have like I bought total of like 4 85s, Mark 85s. I think I got like 4 battle damage 85s. I got like 6 Mark 50s, like. Forget it. I thought I was going to do big things with them. I ended up just opening like 2, and that was it.
I almost bought an Iron Man figure.
Which one?
I think it was a convention exclusive a few years back of like, it had the more comic book paint job to it. and I can't remember I think it was like the 85 or something like that.
Okay.
But it had a more in tune with the comic book color scheme to it going on.
What brand was it?
It was Hot Toys.
When was that?
I can't remember when that was. I'd have to look it up.
Where was it from? Not Sideshow.
It was It was from Hot Toys, but it had the paint scheme on the armor was like more in tune with like what the comic, and it's not that new comic book thing with like the plastic, the glassy looking plastic shit.
I wish
I'd have to look it up. I'm sure somebody in the group chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was like the concept armor type stuff.
Concept armor
came out the same time as that shield suit, Captain America.
Shield suit Captain.
Comic version Iron Man 46. There we go.
Comic version. Oh wait. Comic. Why am I blanking out on that right now? I'm trying to picture what it looks like. Comic version Iron Man 46. Wait a minute. I have to look into this because I don't know what's going on right now. Let me see. We're gonna figure this out. All right, so we're gonna do comic. Hold on, Hot Toys comic version Mark 46.
Yep. Concept art, something like that.
Concept.
Uh-oh. His internet killed. Not that one, Ruben.
Oh, wait. Here it is. Yes. Now I remember. I was like, what the hell? Why am I blanking out on it? Of course. Here it is.
Yeah, that was the only Iron Man I ever considered picking up because I really like that look. He does have that Chinese internet thing going on.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really, really nice one. Oh, man. So how come you didn't get it?
I just couldn't justify it. I was like, man, it's Iron Man. I don't want to be an Iron Man collector. And I know there are people that have an entire wall dedicated to nothing but the Iron Man Hot Toys figures. I just never bought one. I'm like, how did I get this far without buying a Hot Toys Iron Man?
Yeah, well, that's what got me into the quarter scale, believe it or not. I was, I don't have, and I say this all the time, I don't have the quarter scale Darth Vader. I don't have any quarter scale Batman. I don't have any quarter scale Jokers. I don't have any of those. And the moment they made Iron Man, I was like, that's it. I have them all. I have a couple of some of them, and I have every single one that came out. And it was just, I was like, why did that even happen? And now I can't stop. Now I had, I got Mandalorian, I got Boba Fett coming, and now I'm stuck because now it's like, I don't know if you heard the Mark II Iron Man and the quarter scale is coming out. Let me see what Eddie's saying. If you had to special and only one character for your DC collecting, who would it be? And Michael, other than Flash, who would be your next favorite? Oh man, specialized only one character. Well, if it was DC, probably Superman. If it was Marvel, probably Iron Man. What about you?
If it was Marvel, probably Deadpool.
Oh wow.
And I would have all the Deadpool things.
All the Deadpool things.
Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, the Deadpool 1 and 2, both the Dusty version and the regular version. I would have cable. I would have third-party cable. I'd have all the Juggernauts. I would have them all. I would just be all in on that.
That's awesome.
I would have that horrible Sideshow figure that I was offered cheap and said, no. Other than Flash for DC, probably Nightwing.
Yeah, that's a good one. Did you hear about the video game, the PS5 video game, the Gotham Knights?
Oh yeah.
You gonna get it or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that game.
I'm ready for my hands to hurt again while playing a game. Kind of like playing Spider-Man, only playing.
Did you get those? Did you get those too? The Miles Morales, the other one?
Oh yeah, I played it through twice because I had it on the PS4 originally, and then I got a PS5 last year or year before, and I had to play through it again. I went, man, my hands never hurt so much.
Yeah, I played it twice too. Yep, I had it. I bought it for PS4, and then I downloaded it. I think for PS5, and then the Miles, I bought it and I played it just the one time. But the Miles game, I wish the Miles game was longer. It felt really, really short.
Right.
But I think, I don't know if did you see the tease for the next one with Venom in it?
Yeah, and I think it's a co-op game.
Yes, I think so too. Yep, it's gonna be so sick. I can't wait for that game. And you're gonna get to be able to play as Venom. After whether you beat it or you buy the suit or you earn the suit or whatever, you unlock the suit. I think that's gonna be an option as well. And Venom is, Venom and Carnage are like first Venom then Carnage, but villains when it comes to Spider-Man, I think those are my favorite ones.
Oh yeah.
Rose. Oh man, and they're actually Amazon. If you sign up for Amazon to give you an alert, Amazon and what is it? Either Walmart or Best Buy. One of those two, you could sign up and they send you an invitation only purchase link. And once you get that invitation, I got it and I didn't realize I had received it because the email that I have hooked up my Amazon to is a school email. So I never check it because you get a discount as a student. You get a student discount if you're a student for when you buy the Amazon Prime. So when I got the emails, the email for the extra because I have one already, but I want a second one to have on the other floor. And when I got the email, I had it like months prior, and I was like, oh man, so I completely missed on my opportunity to get my second one. But do that, and you'll be able to get one. PS4, yeah, no, PS4 is still great. There's nothing wrong with it. But PS5 is a different world.
I just picked up a second PS5, and I got it for a buddy of mine. He's paying me back, whatever, because employee discount. Now you know where I work. From Walmart, and I picked it up for $5.28.
Yeah, no, that's they're you get luck out if you could get it, but those companies are not
at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Those retailers are still having, and you could get what they're trying to do is give you bundles, so you have to buy a bundle rather than just buy the system by itself because it's harder for you to sell a bundle with things and games that people don't want over just the system alone. So I think they've been doing that for a while. So instead of paying just the $5.99. You have to pay over $700, but you get everything else. So if you get lucky, you're able to get the PS5, eventually. What is the ceiling on the amount either of you guys are spending grabbers? Well, I've spent over retail plenty of times for figures in the past, plenty of times. Now, I would never pay anything over retail. I will trade for any of my brand new sealed figures before I pay anything over retail for any figure. Nothing is worth it for me to pay over retail. What about you?
I wouldn't pay over retail for anything either right now. There's only one figure I would pay or trade heavy for. I would try to trade heavy for it as opposed to paying for it because I already know it's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg. And that's the custom figure that a group put out.
Yes. We
of
talked about that. You told me about
yeah.
it. I had no idea.
Yeah, we were talking about that in a separate chat a while back.
Yes.
And the story behind that was somebody was selling the head, and I bought the head for $100, and then about a month or two later, they got a group together to like go in and buy the full figure for like $250, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a bunch of crap. So I'm like, no.
What do you think of this?
Oh, there's no way. There is no way.
Well, you know what they're going for, right?
Yeah, I know. I know what they're selling for. There's no way. I'm like, because you know what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. I'm gonna drop $1,200 on a US on Han Solo and Chewbacca 2-pack, and then the very next day, I get a shipping notification, and the money has cleared my account. Hot Toys will announce the Empire Strikes Back 2-pack of Han Solo and Chewbacca. I'm going to go, you motherfuckers! That's what's going to happen exactly right there.
Absolutely.
Every time it happens.
Yeah. That's why for years I haven't done that. I haven't overpaid for anything. I have in the beginning, absolutely. Just because there were that much less, number one, made. Once they sold out, they were done. And I've said this before on my streams as well, double and triple on eBay, and there was nobody selling them like they are now at a loss. That was getting Hot Toys, sold out Hot Toys, whether they were used or new. You were never able to get anything less than retail on the secondary market. It just unheard of. Unheard of. It was not. It's never been a thing until now.
I had a Yondu on my shelf.
What happened to it?
Sold them.
Good money?
Like
worth it for you to sell, or?
Let's just say this: the suit sitting behind me right now. I have the money in my account. I could totally buy that with cash in hand. It was not even a question. I said, "That's not how I'm going to buy it. I'm going to part with a couple figures to."
That's smart. Especially figures that you don't care for.
Well, I did care for Yondu, and I did care for my animated Boba Fett, but I only needed to sell 2 figures, and I got the money scraped up in about 3 days to purchase this. And this was a 30-year want for me right here. So I said, "Fuck it, it's doable. It's justified. I don't care."
That's awesome. So and that's another thing that I've said again multiple times. Back years ago, I would call it in the good old days, you could sell your Hot Toys and make decent money, like, profit, good profit. And I'm talking about, for example, Iron Man, straight plastic, no die cast, no nothing new, no straight plastic, double and triple. If they were sealed, obviously more, but even used, you could get an extra $150, $200, obviously depending on the figure. But those days are long gone, man. Long gone. All right. I think that's it, man. No more questions, no more comments. All right, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of the community. Thank you for being in my group. You actually were one of the few people in the very beginning that started posting and contributing to the group and I remember because your name is not a common name, you know what I mean? Especially your last name. So I always remembered, that you were always there from the beginning. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And let everybody know if you have any, whether it's Instagram or where you post your stuff to where they could get you at.
Yeah, I'm on. I don't post like YouTube stuff ever because it's just not my thing. I don't review figures. If I did review figures, it would sound just like Justin with an American accent. But I'm on Facebook all the time. It's my real name on Facebook. Feel free to send me a friend request. I don't care. That's fine. I'm on Instagram. My tag on Instagram is The Great Brain Robbery. Spelled just like it sounds. When you get there, you're going to be bombarded by a bunch of pictures of nothing but action figures. A lot of Flash stuff. So yeah, I'll post my stuff in the group, and I'll post a quick video of my custom
Yes.
lit up sideshow, or not sideshow. It's a Hot Toys one, speeder bike. So
Yes, definitely do that. And guys, don't forget, the raffle, 3 spots left. 3 spots left for you. Those who want to win. It's a Star Wars DC raffle. Again, many choices to pick from. Hold on, let's see what it's saying. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys for being here as well. And I will see you guys in the next one.
thanks, man.